Hello. Thank you for clicking on this. I'm surprised a little bit. Yeah, I'm sorry. I have not held my promise so far. My promise to post regular videos about the van build. I'm sorry it didn't happen. Many people can do it. I couldn't. That's okay. Thank you for sticking with me. The build is done. It is done. So we did continue to film everything. Since I don't really like unfinished business, I will put everything on this channel. But really, this time, I sorted a bunch already yesterday, and I don't want all those files to just sit there and die or just be deleted. They're not highest quality or anything, so don't expect something great, but I don't think you have been expecting great things watching my channel so far. But you know, it might be helpful, might be entertaining, I don't know. I just kind of want to have it out there. So yeah, that's one big reason, and another big reason is basically to get all my storage back on my phone and laptop, because it's, I don't know how many gigs. I'm not fully done yet, and I think it's already 40 gigabytes. So towards the end, we didn't film as much anymore, in detail, because towards the end, it's just, everything's just trickling on and on and on, and it's not really, it's never ending, and everyone does whatever they want to. But get ready for my videos. I'm just gonna push them out once a week at least. I don't know, just depending when I want the space on my laptop. This first video is about the window install and some wonky insulation. It looks weird, but it all kind of serves a purpose. I don't know, you'll see. Let's go back to the past. May or June or so, whatever. Bye! Today is a sunny day, which we want to use for the last big object install. It's gonna be the window. The fan is already in. That was not too hard. I don't know why. It was okay. But with the window, it's a little different because everyone has different windows, all different price points. We got the cheapest one, I feel like, and yeah, we got this one, just a small one, because we just needed a little bit for air circulation. We have a side window, so that's nice, but that is permanently closed.
And back windows.
Yes, right. So we don't really need the brightness, just some air venting or air vent possibilities or whatever.
And it will be nice to be able to see out on the other side, on the driver's side. So we don't currently have any windows on that side.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just that small window. There was only one seller who had a window that small, because we also didn't want to remove any of the metal beams there. So yeah, that was the perfect size. It was $100. And yeah, it's not that easy. Preparing and looking for videos where people install it. I feel there is not much detail on how to install those cheap ass windows. So as for now, we traced an outline on this wall, and we just kind of measured it. We couldn't really, this is just very rough, and then we figured we rather want to measure it and then trace it and do all the stuff. We also have a nice corner from a pizza box. We're gonna cut from the outside, just because cutting from the inside, it's gonna be hard to eliminate the metal shards to go everywhere, because we kind of have to access that, and when we do it from the outside, it doesn't really matter if there's a few on the street. We can always sweep that up. And from the inside, we're just gonna fully put this plastic back on on the inside wall. So yeah, I guess you'll see that. We're gonna trace our drawing that we did from the inside with some drill markings, and then we're gonna draw it again on the outside. Yeah, that's like the main thing. And as for the window specifically, I mean, this is for this window, and there was quite the conversation with the seller about where to drill the holes. So we got like this frame which goes on like,
which we cut in half.
which we cut in half. We didn't have to, but we didn't know any better. The frame goes on like this, and we didn't know if you have to drill the holes here on this part or in that little groove there. So basically here or there. That was definitely not, so we don't have any instructions. So yeah, that's kind of why we cut this frame in half, because we thought it had to be like super flush. But then after like 5 emails with the seller, we now know that it has to go in a little channel. There was also a rubber gasket that came with this window. We've heard that people just replace it with butyl tape, which we have anyways, so we did the same. This is our drawing, and yeah, let's hope it works. So yeah, we did the drawing like very exact, so we have to do it more on the outside, because if it's just a little bit too small, then we have to file a lot, which would suck. So rather,
and there's a little wiggle room on the outside.
Yeah. So rather doing it a little bit big.
Maybe
smaller?
Different drill bit.
Let's try this again with a smaller one. It doesn't look good. It's a wood drill bit.
Yeah. We have a metal one, it's just bigger.
That's a big boy. There we go.
Looks kind of big.
Final try, hopefully.
There we go.
Woohoo!
I don't know if it's better to go fast or slow.
Slow.
I think slow. I mean, I can see it cutting more metal.
This is how far we've come with the drill bit that we just bought at the hardware store. Yeah, I guess we'll now try to trace it, because we're just gonna lose time if we run there again.
16 1/8 by 14?
Yes. Yeah, and of course the window didn't come with like a template, which, yeah, of course not. Of course not. But that's what you get when you only pay $100. I think if I would do it again, I would just spend more money just to be a little more safe with everything. Also, we will have to make a little wooden frame, but that's after we cut the hole and let the primer dry. So yeah, that's for later. Might work, hopefully. Inside.
If it doesn't work, we're just going to buy a much larger one.
Yes,
Try it.
exactly. Inside it's all taped up. I'm gonna be standing in here and hold it up while he does the top, just so it doesn't like cut through this and blah blah blah. Now we are going to tape the seams, or tape around so that this part doesn't get scratched. Very important. That's where we're at now. I'm not gonna be standing here while he cuts the top. I'm gonna have to hold the metal.
These are like
What?
Shards are like flying into my arm.
Dressing himself up for the big cut.
Should I wear my bolo tie? Got a hole.
We got a hole.
Fingers crossed. Definitely fits. There's a bit of wiggle room.
See, but probably fine.
Think so.
How much wiggle room?
Well, up and down, maybe
Not much.
1/8 to 1/4 of an inch.
It's fine.
I
Butyl
decided
tape will fix it.
Yeah, I think it's fine. It's also made for a flat wall. This is not fun.
Yep. And that's the primer. So we're gonna have to like double up. We kind of measured how much that like metal framing from the inside, how big that is. And this is a little thinner than that because you have to take into account the metal, the wall metal, and then the butyl tape. See, that's a little gap. Yeah, that could work. Sweet. Now here, this is our little secret wood shack. With all the wood that we salvaged from the build, which is most of it. So we just wiped down the window frame. Now we're gonna stick butyl all around. Yeah, and then we're gonna stick it on the wall. And we're gonna do 2 layers of butyl tape.
Maybe we could just fold it over. You know what I mean? And then reinforce the corners.
How am I gonna do this?
Great. Okay, it's touching.
Yeah. Press. Press, baby, press.
This isn't good.
What?
This isn't good.
Why? What? This is so weird.
It's not good. it's stuck on there.
No. Well, at least it's not gonna. At least, I mean, it's gonna rain from here. But, I mean, how are we gonna?
I don't know.
Is it even like? Does it fit in there? Here. There we go. That's a little better. Yay. Okay. Okay.
But now it's gonna pull away from the top. Yeah.
Well, we can always use some more silicone. I guess we'll just have to like carefully screw a little bit from each
The screws
side.
will suck it in.
Yeah.
I Okay.
It's so cute. It's so small. It's so small. This is nerve-wracking.
So we need to just screw each one in
And
lightly. I can't even see anymore. These are all stripped now.
we made it. It was a big struggle. A big struggle. It was hard to film that because it's definitely a two-person job. Yeah, first we kind of like evenly sucked the screws in, tried to tighten them evenly, just like a bit at a time, and then we just screwed into the frame, into the wood to hold the wood in place. Yeah, and now Kevin is removing the putty. So this is how it looks, and yeah, it is sucked into the frame much better than it looked before. And Kevin is getting that stuff off. Here's still some more, and yeah, I feel like depending if there's like still room, we might just put some silicone on top of there just to protect it. What's your review on installing that window?
Well, I wish we hadn't cut that ring in half.
Yeah, that was also hard to like put the screw in. One had to stand outside and push really hard. The other one had to deal with the frame and the screw. So actually it's a three-person job,
It was a
ideally.
little stressful.
Since it's gonna rain tonight and tomorrow and all that, we're installing a little diaper in case there's any little accidents. Testing the diaper this morning after a bit of rain, and the diaper is dry. Also, it really smells like a barn in here, and I love it. Yeah. There's also like, there's like wool bits everywhere, which is just gonna be a thing for now until we cover those walls, which will still take a while. But that's what you just have to live through. Just did a little calculation and cutting of the ceiling parts, which are here. I think we might have enough actually, which is pretty good. For the side parts you can just do whatever you want, but for those parts you might need a little more of a plan, especially if you're afraid of running low.
Klar, er war eine Katastrophe. Er hat Kinder eingesperrt, die Pandemie ignoriert, Verschwörungswahn verbreitet, Büffelherden ins Kapitol getrieben und hat trotzdem noch 23 Stunden am Tag Golf gespielt. Aber jetzt ist er weg. Pff. 4 Jahre hieß es jeden Tag Trump, Trump, Trump. Jeden Tag hatte ich Gefühle im Ausnahmezustand. Verwunderung, Lachkrämpfe, Wut, Verzweiflung, Weinkrämpfe, Wut. Hatte ich schon Wut erwähnt? Wir haben in der Redaktion irgendwann gesagt, ey Leute, jetzt reicht's. Wir ertragen es nicht mehr. Keine Witze über Trump mehr bitte. Nicht in der Sendung, nicht außerhalb der Sendung, nein. Aber es waren auch 4 Jahre, in denen wir Deutsche uns endlich mal den doofen Amerikanern überlegen fühlen durften. Wir haben sicherlich politisch nicht alles richtig gemacht. Aber einen wie Trump haben wir noch nie gewählt nach 1945.
So we are finally done with the insulation. It took us just about 2 weeks, or rather me. That was my task. It looks looks super chaotic, but it all has a purpose, more or less. So our main insulation is sheep wool, Havelock sheep wool. We bought a big bag. I think that was like 50 square feet, and it was just barely enough. We tried to fill in all the creases with that stuff. Then we also had some spun wool, or however you call it, that I also put in all the beams. And then on the ceiling, because the wool is just like shedding tiny little wool fibers if you're like driving the van before the ceiling is up, so I put some protection fleece on there. I have to leave the beams completely free because of the whatever we have planned with the ceiling. Florida Gators fabric. All the fabric I use is secondhand, by the way, just at a craft store. So I just put that on there to kind of like hold it in place and against the shedding. Then we bought this, it's not Reflectix, it's foam in there. Also to just kind of hold the wool in place on the walls, because that's kind of a big space. Yeah, we don't want it to sag so much. And then additionally, I put this stuff up and put some polyfill in there, just up until here, and then the rest is wool, and then there's also wool on top. I don't know, just to kind of fill it up a little bit more, because it's like a 4-inch gap, and the wool bats are only 2 inches. Yeah, this is sealed up nicely, also with just some fabric and with those pins. And here we are already trying some leftover plywood that fits nicely. And the cork was also just kind of some leftover from the floor. So yeah, why not use it? Because I don't know if we'll need it somewhere else. Oh yeah, and here's some Reflectix. Actually, we also found that at Goodwill, so that's also secondhand. And with the rest, we cut out the window covers. We're gonna make window covers for all the windows, like the whole front area, side window, of course, those two, and this one, of course.
Let it flow, let it go, ich bin älter. Ja, keinen Schnee gehabt, heute alles weiß die.